Are you doing it out of fear? Or are you doing it out of love?
Here's Alannah Yip looking to secure that Olympic spot that she's come close to securing twice. She takes on Nora Chi. Alannah got away a bit sluggishly, 3/10 of a second, and she's got real work to do now. Slight lead held by Nora Chi. Can she hang on to it? It's Alannah Yip who takes it by the narrowest of margins. You can see it there, 300.
Up until recently, my life was very goal-oriented, achievement-based. I started competing when I was about 10 years old.
This time she's got her foot in a much better position. Here she goes to the big jump. She's that strong, she could just hold on to it.
It was really intense, but I did love the pressure.
Big sure, and that is 3 tops for Alannah Yip. She will need the
And I did thrive there.
first place. Here's Alannah Yip has set a new high point here. She doesn't know it, but she's done it. She is going to the Olympic Games.
Amazing climbing by Alannah Yip.
But I grew disillusioned with it as time went on. When your whole life is centered around these competitions, there was always room for more and better. Even if you won in a competition, week in, week out, day in, day out, everyone's watching, everyone sees the results. And especially the last couple of years, I was not having very good results. It was really hard for me to get out of sort of a downward spiral once I was in it. But it was different when I lost my hair. Everything felt different. When I lost my hair, I started initially using climbing as this kind of escape form. I was just able to focus on the movement and be in my body for it. And in a way that kind of triggered this mindset change for all of my climbing. I really love the movement in climbing. When you're having this conversation with the rock, you're reading what the rock is telling you to do, you're listening to what it's saying to you. And when it works, I was gonna say it's like a symphony, but it's not. It's just so quiet when it works. That's one of the most beautiful parts of climbing. At the beginning of December of 2023, all of a sudden my hair started falling out super rapidly. And in about a month, I went from having like a full, wrist, forearm size ponytail to about a pinky size ponytail. It was terrifying because I didn't know what was happening. And it took about 6 weeks or so before I was diagnosed with alopecia. Alopecia is an autoimmune condition, and we'll never really know what triggers the autoimmune condition. It could have been stress or environment, diet, genetics. But even if you remove those things from the equation, most times the autoimmune condition won't necessarily turn off. A big part of the reason I decided not to wear a wig was this guiding light question. Are you doing it out of fear, or are you doing it out of love? And if I was gonna wear a wig, it would have been to hide. But I didn't want to hide myself. A couple of days before my very last competition, I was training. I was feeling insecure and uncomfortable with the way I looked. And mentally, I felt like my dream of qualifying for the Paris Olympics was slipping away. I was walking down the hall, and there was a workout area on one side and a window into the workout area. So I saw a friend in the workout area, I waved at her, kept walking, and caught a glimpse of somebody who I thought was through a window. And they were bald. And my immediate gut reaction was something of a negative feeling, like I don't like that. And a split second later, I realized, oh, that's a mirror, and that's a reflection of myself. You're not gonna necessarily love yourself every day of your life, and that's normal, but not recognizing myself was really upsetting. After that happened, I was chatting with my sports psychologist, and he gave me some homework to just look at myself in the mirror and say out loud, "Hello, beautiful." And it felt so silly to begin with and so awkward. But eventually, I started looking for the beauty in my bald head again. When I finally decided to share some of my story with others, it allowed me to connect with people who were going through the same thing or something similar. And I felt like I was able to influence other people beyond just in sport, and that meant a lot to me. The way I'm trying to approach my climbing nowadays, or just life in general, is with a lot more of an open and curious mindset. You can choose what you find beautiful. And that changed my perspective for the better.